back to my channel. I'm carrying on now, filming video number 2, Autism, a new introduction to psychological theory and current debate. I'm filming on the same day. I've just got changed into my rough clothes, that's why I look a bit different, but it's the same day, just later on in the day to the other one. Now, I do want to carry on talking about particularly it talks a little bit about female autism in here, and also about repetitive behaviours. But I'll come, and also to do with sensory issues as well. Some important things to say about that, which I want to carry on talking to you about. But that'll be next week, I think, because today I really want to talk about the false photo task, because I found this really interesting in this book, and this is a bit on theory of mind. And it asks a question, because some autistics do actually pass theory of mind tests, the more explicit theory of mind tests, such as the Salian test. Some autistics do pass this, and the question is why? And it suggested that maybe having a high IQ influences theory of mind. And it suggests another interpretation, which is that maybe mentalising is hard for autistics because of an additional processing difficulty. And so, in other words, autistics will only struggle with the explicit theory of mind tasks when they have this additional processing difficulty, and that's hypothesised to be problems, say, with working memory or executive functioning. And the sort of control task that they use is the false photo task. Now, in the false photo task, the person has to hold in mind a dual representation of a doll now and in a photo taken earlier. And what they found is that in this test, autistics who struggled with the Salian task passed this test, passed the false photo task. And that seemed to show that autistic children who struggle with mentalising can manage a meta representation outside of the social. So if that's the case, then it would suggest that the problems are specific to mentalising as opposed to a generalised difficulty that extends beyond mentalising. However, this clearly only applies to some autistic people, because I took the false photo task on page 90 and I failed it before I knew the answer. So I took this test and I failed it. And it was an interest, and then I was thinking, well, why did I fail it? So the test is here. Okay, so I just want to go through my thought process when I took this test. So it's a picture task. So it's a sequence of pictures. So you have 4 pictures. Okay. Now in the first picture, a woman on an old camera takes a picture. Sorry, she's a girl, isn't she? Is she a girl? Looks like a young girl. Yeah, she takes a picture of a toy cat sitting on a chair. So that's the picture. In the second scenario, the photo is developed. The photo is developed, and a woman comes and she takes the photo. Okay, there's nothing on the bed at this point. On the third picture, the woman who's holding a photo in her hand places the cat on the bed. And then in the fourth, final scenario, the woman who's got the photo behind her back, she says, in the photograph, where is the cat? Now, I interpreted that to be, in the photograph, and I thought this was the photograph, where is the cat? The cat is there, obviously, it's on the bed. That's where it is. I didn't compute, I didn't understand that the photograph was that. I didn't get it. I didn't understand that actually the photographed cat was on the chair. I didn't understand that. It didn't compute. You're supposed to say, in the photograph, where is the cat? You're supposed to say, on a chair. So, apparently most autistics get this right, but I didn't. So, and I think I'm not entirely sure why I got it wrong the first time, But as I say, it's possible I took it literally, I think, because I interpreted in the photograph, where is the cat? I was thinking that is the photograph, not that there was a photograph scenario going on. I didn't understand. I thought it was a simple false photo task. I mean, I guess the name is in the title, isn't it? False photo. And I was like, I didn't quite understand what they were getting at. In the photograph, where is the cat? I thought that I thought it was a simple, where is the cat? I knew that the cat had changed. I knew that much. I knew that in the first photo it was on there. But I was thinking that you were supposed to say it's on the bed. I actually thought. Oh yeah, the other thing I just remembered. I also thought that that was a new photo and that was an old photo. So I I completely didn't get it. And it's interesting me, and I think it's to do. I have problems. I've historically, and this is a running thing all through my life. I've always had problems understanding sequences, understanding where you have a stack of pictures put together telling a story. I've always struggled to understand what they're getting me to do. This isn't just specific to this, by the way. This isn't just a one-off thing. This is an all through my life thing. When I was at school, I was taken out of lessons, and I had primary school, a teaching assistant would. She had like a box of photos, and I had to put them in order. And I found it fun. I enjoyed doing it, but I've really struggled to kind of put them into sequence because I didn't understand the story. I didn't understand what the pictures were saying. I didn't understand how you were supposed to fit them together. I couldn't understand the intentions of the characters or what the hell was going on. But yeah, obviously that particular sequence doesn't test theory of mind. It's theory of mind neutral because it's not testing mental states. But I really struggled with that, and I struggled with the Sally Ann test when it was first presented to me as well. It's funny because I remember having a conversation with my mum about it. She was like, "Yeah," she said, "you've always struggled with tests like that." And obviously, the Sally Ann test does test theory of mind. But when I was growing up, we didn't have the understanding of theory of mind, so it was just called. I don't think we really named it, but I've always struggled with that sort of thing. So I think it is possibly to do with me, like the fact I do obviously struggle with working memory. And holding two representations in mind is something I do really struggle with. And obviously I do struggle with comprehension, and also I do take things literally. So it's probably a combination of all of those things, maybe. But it is interesting that... so for the question of whether there's a generalised difficulty extending beyond mentalising, I think is still a possibility for some, if not all, autistics. And I think for me, I do have a more generalised difficulty extending beyond mentalising in that respect. But do let me know what you think about that. Do let me know how you might have answered that test, and if you think encounters similar tests. I would be interested to know. And do you like this video, and do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I very much look forward to speaking to you again next week, where I'll carry on with this review. So thank you for watching.